Hi there, John here with another episode of Connecting Through Magic. We're going to be doing some card work today. I'm going to show you a couple of card moves that you can use in other tricks as well. And we'll be talking about, I'm going to show you a trick that you can perform for your friends and family. I'm also going to show you a couple of subtleties with the Hindu shuffle and how to control a card. So there's three things we're going on. First of all, subtlety with the Hindu shuffle. I'm going to bring this down a little bit so we can see here. There we are. If you've been following along, you know about the Hindu shuffle, and I've used it to force a card. And now, let's say I used it to force a card, and also I used it for using the key card, where the dowsing rod found the card, or the pulse, or where you were turning the cards over and then you turned their card over. You could tell what their card was. So this is a subtlety, a way to get a glimpse of what the bottom card is. Say you've handed them the deck, they've shuffled, and they've shuffled, and they've cut, and you have no idea what the bottom card is. And you don't want to be obvious, like, whoo! That's pretty obvious, and you know they're gonna know. So it's also the reason why when you do it, you don't want to go like this. Yeah, you want to make it a quick, and it's amazing how quickly you can catch that glimpse. Now, you're gonna catch the glimpse by using the Hindu shuffle. You've got the cards, you have them select a card, they select it, so we're gonna have that here. I'm gonna even bring this down here like this. So we've got the card selected, and now you're gonna have them put it back in, and you're gonna cut the deck, but you know, it is a proper etiquette, if you will, or it doesn't look that funny if you pull the deck out and you square all the cards, and you're just tapping it to square. So you bring up and you square, and I know that my key card was the two of diamonds. So if I go to square, I'm glimpsing this right here. And it looks normal, I'm king of hearts. And so when they place their card back, I know the king of hearts is gonna be right next to their key card. So that's a subtlety that you can use, not subtlety, it's a way that you can get a glimpse. It's another move using the Hindu shuffle. It's another use for that move. The other is now this one is one that you might get caught on, you might not, but it is a false cut. So let's say you have let me find. I'm gonna pull out the 4 aces. Let's say you have set the deck up to where you're going to do the trick that I taught a little while ago about dealing the cards down like this, and then they split them and the aces come to the top. So, and that was you've set the deck up. So let's say you've set that up, but you want to either you can shuffle, and if you shuffle, all you're doing is making sure that you're keeping, it's called retaining the top stock. You've got the stock of cards here, and you go to shuffle, you take off the bottom half, and when you shuffle, you're just shuffling to where you're not shuffling all the way in. There, you're keeping that. Now, you want to do a false cut. You want to do it looks like you're cutting, and there's many ways you can do that, but using what you've learned with the Hindu shuffle, you're gonna take cards off the bottom, like you normally do the Hindu shuffle, and you're gonna do a move that's like this. And it really, there's discrepancies and people, but if you just do it smooth, you might get caught, you might not, but it's still, even if you get caught, you can play it off with, oh, I was just seeing if you were paying attention. But what it is this. I've cut the deck, and I haven't cut the deck. The 4 are on the top, and you're pulling the bottom stock, and you're bringing it above, and then you're setting it down. And the brain, even though they see it come from here, it feels like the deck got cut. So that is a great little move to do a false cut using the Hindu shuffle. And so you've got that, and you've got the 4 aces. All right, so those are a couple of moves for using the Hindu shuffle. Now, card move to control the card. I'm gonna show you what's called the double cut. It can either be the double undercut, which means you're bringing cards to the top, or you're gonna cut to the table. And what that looks like is, you have them pick a card. Imagine that. I always say, here, pick a card, any card. You know, I made that line up. You know, if we're gonna lie, might as well go bold. I didn't make that up, you know that. So we have them, they replace the card. Now you're going to keep what's called a break. And there's a couple of ways you can do it. There's what's called the Altman break, which using the flesh of your thumb, hold it like that, and as you put the cards down, notice how basically this fleshy part of the thumb is keeping the cards so that you know where the card is. It's keeping a break like that. And you've got it held down here like this, and then what they put it back, you've got the break, and then you cut part of the cards down, part of the cards, and you're cutting at the break, and then their card is here, and you've now brought that card to the top of the deck. So that's actually the one we're gonna stay with that one. There's a couple other ways of holding the break, but using the Altman break is the name for it. So they pick a card, you have them place it back, and that card is the Ace of Hearts. Look at that. They place it back on the top. You put the deck back. You're keeping it in the Altman trap. See, and it's not that, I don't have that much space here, but on the back, I've got a whole bunch of space. So here, cut, 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 and you've brought it to the top. All right, so there's a couple of card moves. Now I'm gonna bring this up because we're going to do a trick. And this one is a version, I say it's a version of the 4 ace trick that we taught a while back. But the beautiful part about this trick is you never have to touch the deck. You can, but you never have to touch the deck. So you give the person the deck, and you say, you know, I had a dream. I had a strange dream that we were doing a card trick, and I picked a card. I don't want to touch the deck. So if you would take the cards, and if you would spread them in front of me, and I'm going to see if I can find the card that you picked. And they're spreading it in front of you, and you're looking for a card. And let's see here. I'm gonna see if I can find, okay, this card right here. Now they would be spreading it towards me. So like if you were doing the trick, I'd be spreading it towards you. But you see all of these faces, and you find a card, and the 9 of clubs is gonna be the prediction card. And I set it down, but they don't see that. So basically, if you were doing the trick, you would be spreading it towards me, and I would find it. So actually, if you were doing the trick, they would be spreading it towards you. I think that's clear, because you don't want to touch the deck, but you need to see the cards, and you find the 9 of clubs. Then, I'm going to bring this down again. Then you have them, they've got the cards, you have them take the cards, and they're going to deal down, and they can stop anytime they want. And if you've learned the 4 ace trick, you know that this is what's already happening, but let's say they stop there, they're gonna you're gonna have them deal the cards into 2 piles. Here's the prediction. So they're gonna turn over 1 card. That's gonna be the value. 9 is gonna be the value. This here is gonna make up the suit. They turn here, and it's clubs, so it's the 9 of clubs. And you pull, and lo and behold, it's the 9 of clubs. So you might have already followed along about how this was done, but I will we'll walk through it. And it's, again, the dealing sequence is like the 4-ace trick. And this will make sense. I am sure of it. So, you got the cards. And as you go through, so let's say they've shuffled it. There's all of them here. They've shuffled it. And you have they're holding the deck. You go, I had this dream. Here, would you spread the cards in front of me? And I want to make sure that I see all the cards. So spread them out slowly. And as they spread the cards out, you want to make sure you see the top 2 cards. And the top 2 cards, the 8 and the 9. So you've got the 9 of hearts and the 8 of clubs. One of these cards is going to be the suit, and you can choose whatever. So I always have the first card's the number, the second card is the suit. So you are now looking for the 9 of clubs. Sound familiar? So you're looking for the 9 of clubs. So they continue to spread through. And then when you come to, sometimes it's closer, sometimes, but they're spreading through, and I'm gonna go a little faster. Making sure I made it disappear. The 9 of clubs, there we are. The 9 of clubs, and you set that down. You have them take the deck and they deal down the 2 piles. So this is the 9 of hearts and that's the 8 of clubs, and then you have them deal down 1 pile. Like that, you can, and once you get 2 cards down, you can have them stop anytime they want. Then they split the 2. The same back and forth. So when you have them turn over a card, that'll be the value, the 9, and the suit. Now let's say, what happens if they turn over this one first, or you forget which is the order, because I don't remember what the order is. If they turn over this one, you say this card's going to be the suit, because you know what the suit is. You say this card will represent the suit, and this one here will be the value, the 9 of clubs. And look at that. Now I sped through a little bit of the dealing sequence. A couple of things you want to remember is you have them deal down 2 cards, and after they get down 2 cards, you can just say, as they're dealing more, you say, you can stop whenever you have that feeling that you want to stop. And then after they've stopped, you will have them say, now this time you're going to split that into 2 piles by dealing single cards down like this. And as they get down, and you go all the way through. So that is a trick that I learned from Daryl, and it's called Untouched, because you don't touch it at all, and it's a beautiful trick. If you're talking to, let's say, grandparents across the way, and you want to, you're talking to grandparents and you want to show them a trick, you can have a deck of cards here, and you can have them spread the cards out. And when they spread the cards out, you see these 2 cards. In your other deck, you can say, here, I have a card, and you find the 9 of clubs, and you have it here. You have them deal down, and you do the trick over FaceTime, over Zoom, over Hangouts, and as they deal down, and they turn over the cards, they find their thing. They find their card. You go, oh, you can do this because you never touch the deck. They are always touching it. Anyway, there we are. I hope you enjoyed that. This went a lot longer than I normally do. So we've got a couple card moves. We got a trick. You've got a lot of stuff to work on. And tomorrow we'll come back with a non-card trick. All right. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you tomorrow.